Okay, this video is about interval notation, and we're going to talk about how we can put inequalities into interval notation. So represent inequalities using interval notation. So let's start with a simple inequality, 4 less than or equal to x less than 11. Actually, let's start with, instead of less than or equal to, I'm just going to start with less than. Okay, so if you think about putting this on a number line, this means all values between 4 and 11 exclusive. So to do this in interval notation, we're simply going to say, okay, all values between 4 and 11, and to mean exclusive, not including 4 and 11, we're going to put parentheses. So that means every value as close to 4 as possible, and then as close to 11 as possible, and in between those. Okay, so let's do another one. What about if we change this to x greater than or equal to 4 less than 11? So the right side's going to stay the same, because we're doing all values up to but not including 11. And in order to do the greater than or equal to 4 and include 4 this time, we're going to do a bracket. All right, let's do one more variation here of this simple type of inequality. What about if we wanted to say all values greater than or equal to 4 less than or equal to 11? In this case, we want to include 4 and 11 and all values in between on the number line. So we're going to do hard brackets on both sides there. Okay, let's now get a little bit more complicated. What if these instead were the answers to an inequality problem? If you had x less than or equal to -3 or 5, x greater than or equal to 5 less than 12. Well, let's conquer the right side first, the after or, so because it's similar to the previous problems. Okay, so I want all values greater than and equal to 5, so it means including 5, to 12 exclusive. So there'll be the parentheses around the 12. Now let's look at x less than or equal to -3. So I know -3 less than or equal to, and on a number line, this is what I'm looking at for the x less than or equal to -3. Could be -3 and anything less. So meaning anything going off to negative infinity. Because negative infinity is a number that it's not anything that's ever attainable, it's going to be a parentheses there. So anytime you're dealing with infinity or negative infinity, which is it's not a value you could ever reach, you're going to put a parentheses there. And now in order to tie these two different intervals together, that are separated by or, I'm going to put this symbol, which means union. I'm uniting the two intervals, in other words. Okay, let's do yet another. Okay, x is greater than -11, less than or equal to -5, or x is greater than or equal to 2. Okay, so let's look at the left first. So not including -11, and all values up to and including -5, or, so I'm going to put a union there, x is greater than or equal to 2. So it includes 2 and all values to the right of it. So again, infinity, but there's going to be parentheses there because that's not an achievable value. Okay, let's do one more here. And I'm going to have 3 parts here. X greater than or equal to -8, less than or equal to 0, or x greater than 2, less than 6, or x greater than, oh, I'm going to write it a different way. Actually, I want to write it like this. Or 10 less than or equal to x, or x greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so I've got multiple parts here. And so it may be helpful sometimes, and you're going to find there's a couple tricky ones that I try to trick you on the practice problems that I give for an assignment. So sometimes it's helpful to do a number line to indicate which values we're talking about. So the left side is saying all values between -8 and 0 inclusive, And then we're saying all values exclusive 2 to 6. And then we're saying all values greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so though there's actually 3 distinct intervals here we're talking about, and I'm going to unite them with the union symbol. So now writing this in interval notation, I have -8 to 0, inclusive on both sides, hence the brackets, union 2 to 6, exclusive on both sides, hence the parentheses, and then greater than or equal to 10, so a bracket there going to infinity, and again, infinity, negative infinity, always a parentheses there. And so that's pretty much it. The only final point I want to make is that you want to always write your answers from smallest to largest number left to right. So again, when I'm writing my intervals, I don't want to switch these around. I always want to start left to right, smallest number going to largest number. And remember that parentheses means exclusive or non-inclusive, and brackets mean inclusive. And that's it.